So you see it all the time. People opt for chicken breasts over chicken thigh. And why is that? Well, it's likely because you are conditioned to think that that's the healthy meal to make. Lean, white meat, chicken breast, that's gonna help you reach your goals. Well, I have to break it to you, today I'm gonna bust that myth. Combat sport athletes should not be eating chicken breasts, they should be eating chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are super flavorful, they're healthy, got a lot of healthy fats that are integral for combat sport athletes. So today, I'm gonna be making a chipotle lime chicken thigh bowl with homemade mango salsa, some red kale, and rice that every combat sport athlete should be eating after their training sessions. So let's get into it. If you're finding me for the first time, I've trained Muay Thai for over 10 years, and I make cheap and easy, and of course healthy meals designed for combat sport athletes of all kinds. I train Muay Thai, but this also applies to MMA fighters, jiu-jitsu practitioners, kickboxers, boxers, and everywhere in between. It's also good for pros or people who are just starting for the first time, and it also applies to people who really just want to get in shape. Maybe you're busy at the office and you only train in the mornings before a hectic day, you have a bunch of kids, and you're really just trying to be the best self that you can be, and they're gonna help you reach your goals. Okay, so here's everything you're gonna need. You're gonna need a pack of chicken thighs, 1 mango, lime squeezer right there, red onion, bell pepper, red bell pepper, thing of salt, extra virgin olive oil, honey, garlic powder, some cumin, key ingredient right here, smoked chipotle powder, and then some smoked paprika right here, and jasmine rice. Over here, you're gonna need red kale. I have a couple of stalks right here, but you can buy this in a big bunch. I just took off 2. A couple of knives. Fresh mint. So now, you're probably wondering, why are you using mint? I'm gonna get into that in a second, but I don't like cilantro. I get that weird, that dish soap taste. Just doesn't mix with me. I think I have that weird gene that people have. So I'm replacing that with mint, but you can for sure use cilantro, and that's for the mango salsa. You might have seen this in the background of a couple of my other videos, but I have the Breville Smart Oven. It sits on top of your counter. It has a ton of different functions: toast, bagel, broil, air frying, reheating. Has a cookie function too. Makes pizza. This really does everything. It also dehydrates, which I've never tried, but I'm really thinking about doing it for maybe some apple slices. So we're gonna make the chicken thighs in here. If you do not have this, you can use a regular air fryer or just use your oven. Same result, honestly, but I like using this right here. All right, first let's get the mango salsa prepared. Take these stickers off. You don't need those on the mango. And then what I have here, off to the side, I usually have a little trash bowl. You can put all your scraps like skin or any piece of vegetable outside of an onion. You can put that in here. That way you're not running back and forth to the trash can. You just throw this away later. So you have a nice, clean, organized cooking station. So put that off to the side. So with mango, there is a pit down the center, and it runs pretty much all the way through. So sometimes you'll see people cut off slices, and they do that grid cutting and peel it open and pop out the pieces. I have another way. I don't really like doing it that way necessarily because I feel like I lose out on some of the meat of the mango. So what you're going to want to do is find the bottom of the mango, and there's stem right there. So what you'll do is you'll cut off that piece, and you would just slice it down like that. Okay? This is the bottom. And it's going to sit like that, flat. Then, when you hold the mango, you want the cheeks on each side. That's where the meat is. So if you hold it like this, your pointer finger, and your thumb, those are going to be the handles. So you want to keep the skin on those sides. So what I do is I peel off the skin all around and I leave 2 handles that are going to help you cut. So I'm going to show you in a second how to do that. Take a vegetable peeler and first go down. You're still holding it like this. And just go slow. You know, this, you don't have to be an expert. You'll get better at doing this. And you still maintain that imaginary circle with your thumb and either your pointer finger or your middle finger. Okay, so there's one side. Get everything else off. Get all the green off too. If that first layer of skin doesn't remove everything, just go over it again. Okay. So now you should have 2 sides of the mango. And this is how you're going to hold it. So now take your mango, and you're going to want to find the pit of this. So take your knife and just eyeball where the center is. So you can see I hit the pit right there. Move it off about 1/4 of an inch and gently push your knife down. And you make a cut. It should go right through. You might hit a little bit of pit. See, I hit a little bit of pit right there. It's okay. Get rid of that later. Here's the pit right here. You take the other side, okay? You have that indentation where you hit the pit the first time. Move it off 1/4 of an inch again and carefully slice down. So now you have 2 sides, these 2 pieces. Set these aside for right now. Now you still have the pit right here. You can kind of feel a little bit of flesh still there. So you can run your knife over and grab a couple more pieces and test it out too. Yep, that's good. Good mango. Mango's my favorite fruit. Now, you take the mango. Here's the skin. Carefully get rid of the rest of the skin, those handles, so it's not slipping out of your hand. This is a pretty ripe mango, so it's pretty firm, but they do get slimy and slippery, so be careful. Do not cut yourself. Set this over. Here's the other side. We're gonna get rid of this. Like I said, be careful removing the skin. Other piece right there. Take your mango pieces, move it over. Get rid of all the scraps. Okay. Now this is your mango right here. I have this bowl right here. This should fit everything. Has a lid. So when we make the chicken thighs and the kale and everything else with the rice bowl, what you should do is separate all the ingredients. So this mango salsa store on its own. You want to keep it fresh and you don't want it mixing in with the chicken for the next day. Obviously for this bowl, it's going to be all mixed together, but make sure you store all these ingredients separately. So I'm gonna put them into this right here. Take your bell pepper, cut the top off, cut the bottom off. This, throw away. Keep this. Open it up like this. Get rid of the inner membrane, the white flesh right there. Okay, so this is the big piece of the bell pepper. You're only gonna need half of this. Just do half. Set this, save for later. Take your red onion, half it. You're only gonna need one half. Save the other half for the next day or another meal. Put it in your fridge. Cut the top off here, and then peel off the skin. Try to get the top layer only so that you can save most of the red onion. Okay, this. So what I like to do, cutting my red onion, you're gonna make one slice here, top, middle, depending on how big the red onion is, you do 1 and 2, or if it's bigger, you could do 3, and then you're gonna make slits down like this. So I will do the slits first. You do 1. You can see these are the slits like that. So I'm just moving my way across the onion. This is how you're gonna get nice thin pieces. So remember what I said. 1, be careful. Move your blade through. And then another. Almost to the stem right there. So it's like this. Right here. Now you're gonna need lime juice. So take your lime, cut it in half. Take 1/2. Get your lime zester right here. Take a little bit of salt, small little pinch. Maybe 2. Give this a mix. Don't forget, we have one more ingredient here. If you want this spicier, you can put jalapeno in here. You can put a serrano pepper. I don't really want it spicy right now, so I'm just gonna leave the jalapeno out, but you can definitely add that in. And this is where you're gonna either add cilantro or mint. I'm gonna add in mint, because I love mint. I like the taste. So I'm gonna get a couple of leaves off here. Not too much. You don't want it to be extremely minty. Take some leaves. That's probably good. Maybe that much. Set this off to the side. Move this over. Move this over out of the way. Clear my cooking space up a bit so I have more room. Okay, so now take all these leaves, bundle them together into a little bunch, and kind of fold them. So it's going to be a bunch like this. And you want thin slices. So like I said, go really slow. Don't cut your finger. Do this. Take all this mint, put that in, get all the other pieces off. And yes, I'm scraping my hand with this knife, but I'm being really careful. There we go. It's like this. There you go. There's your mango salsa. Set that to the side. All right, so now we're going to get the kale prepared and set to the side because you don't want to be fumbling around with it later. So take your kale and you're going to get the leaves off and kind of just rip off the leaves from the stem. You can save these, but I'm not eating these right now. So move those to the side. And make sure you rinse your kale as well. These stems off here. A bunch of kale here. And you can cut this up as finely as you want, but similar to the mint, we're gonna make a little bunch like this and just make strips. There we go. Run your knife over one more time. This, put it here. Okay. I'll put this. Rinse my hand off. What you can do, you have that other piece of lime, you could do a little bit of lime juice in there. And do a little salt. Okay, so now you have all of the ingredients off to the side. You have the mango salsa prepared. You got the kale. That's off to the side. Now we're going to get our chicken ready. But first, we're going to preheat our air fryer too. First, I got to get this out. We're going to cook the chicken on that. Pull it out a little bit. So air fry for, let's say 23 minutes at 400. Have this super convection on. That's going to make sure the most air is cycling through the system here. So we're going to do 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 23 minutes. and I have this little rotate remind function. So I'd say about 70% of the way through, it's going to say that it needs to be flipped. So it'll start beeping, and that's when I flip it. So I'm going to do this right there, preheating. All right, so as that's preheating, we are going to season our chicken. So come with me over this way. And what you're going to need is some foil to line the pan. So I got some foil right here. With the shiny side up. So shiny side. Over here. Alright, so now we have our baking sheet lined with foil. Get the chicken, open it up. Line your chicken. I'm gonna wash my hands really quick. Your salt. I'd say do about 3 pinches of salt. Not too big. You don't want it too salty. Garlic powder. Just kind of cover the chicken. Smoked paprika. Cumin. And this is where the most of the seasoning is going to come in. The ratio of chipotle powder is going to be a little bit more than everything else. So you want to cover the chicken. Okay, should look like that. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, take a little bit of olive oil, drizzle it on, not too much. There's already a good amount of fat in the chicken, so you're gonna just kind of massage this all together. Okay, so I realized we used up our lime, so I want to put some lime zest on the chicken and some lime slices on top. So I'm gonna get another lime. If you have a little bit left of the other limes, you can use those, but I really love lime, so I'm just gonna get another, because that's what you do. So I have a zester. If you don't have one of these, you can just do slices of lime over top, or you can squeeze the lime over top of the chicken. It really makes no difference how you do it. I just want a little bit more lime flavor on here. So I'm gonna take this lime and I'm gonna get the zest off and put it all over the chicken here. Make sure you tap it. Gets all the zest out from the bottom. Now I want to get lime pieces. So I have 6 pieces of chicken. So I'm going to try to get 6 slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be careful. 6. Put them right onto the chicken. So now we're gonna take this chicken and put it in the air fryer. Make sure the time is at 23 minutes. So I'm just gonna adjust it again, 23. Put it right in. So I'll see you in 23 minutes. All right, so while the chicken thighs are cooking in the oven, I did want to talk a little bit about chicken thighs. So with combat sports, you're putting a ton of strain and stress on your body. Your joints are under constant duress. So you really need the proper meals to recover. As a combat sport athlete, you really need the healthy amount of, really it's a 3-by-3 ratio. So it's protein, carbs, and fats. And chicken thighs have a healthy amount of those healthy fats that you need to give you that sustained energy over a long period of time. Chicken thighs also have a really good amount of iron and zinc in there, and protein, obviously. So that's gonna help with muscle repair and any tissue damage you have coming out of a tough workout, and it's gonna help you recover for the next day. So chicken thighs are obviously a dark meat, and with dark meat, it has a good amount of natural collagen in them. So that collagen is gonna really help your joints be lubricated. So with Muay Thai, I mean, we're constantly kicking and kneeing and having that hip dexterity. So if your joints aren't lubricated, you are gonna feel stiff and you're more likely to injure yourself. So let's talk a little bit about the kale. I think a lot of people really don't like kale. They think it tastes bad, maybe it's too bitter, and they'd rather just do some mixed greens or some lettuce. I would prefer to eat kale. It's more crunchy, has a little bit of bite to it. You can saute it, but if you saute it, you're gonna lose some vital vitamins and minerals that are prevalent in the kale. So when you cook it down, you might lose some of those. Still going to be healthy. For this meal, I'm gonna do the raw kale, and specifically this type of kale is red kale. So the red kale has an ingredient in it called anthocyanid. It's basically a blue/red pigment. It's the same pigment found in blueberries, and that helps with inflammation. It gives you proper immunity to make sure you don't get sick after a workout, because constant strain and stress on the body, especially in combat sports, is gonna lead to fatigue, and that's gonna lead to a weakened immune system, and you're gonna feel more tired and more susceptible to getting sick. So I think mango is probably my favorite fruit. Mangoes are super hydrating. They contain a lot of water. So with combat sports, you're obviously losing a lot of water. So the mango is gonna help replenish that for you. Mangoes also contain a good amount of vitamin A and vitamin C to help with that immunity that I was talking about. Also have a ton of good simple sugars in there to give you energy. Combat sports is all about energy. You wanna feel good, you wanna feel energized, you wanna feel quick, fast. So mangoes are great for that. Okay, so the oven just beeped. We're at about 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's time to flip them. Always make sure you're checking the chicken thighs pretty regularly. Make sure they don't burn. So what we're gonna do is we are going to take some tongs and we're gonna flip these. So now we got a little bit longer on the chicken, but we're gonna heat our rice up. And I think you all know by now, I absolutely love these bags of rice. They're great for just having in your pantry and just popping them in the microwave after your training sessions. It's just quick and easy. You can use an Instant Pot if you have one, or a rice cooker, but it's too big and bulky. I'd rather just use these bags. Pop this in, 90 seconds. Okay, now get a bowl, because we're getting close to being done here. Get a bowl like this. Big wide bowl. I pretty much use this bowl for all kinds of meals, so you're gonna see this one a lot. So I didn't forget about the honey. We are gonna take a little bit of this honey and we're gonna drizzle it on the chicken. So now we're gonna take a little bit of our chicken. You can see it's getting nice and crispy here. So what we want to do is take some of our honey, do a little bit here. Okay, so what this is gonna do, it's gonna help caramelize the chicken a bit more. So now get all of your ingredients, set them up so you can make your bowl. Get your kale. Let's take our rice. This is done. All right, let's check on our chicken thighs. Oh yeah, those are looking good. Beautiful. Okay, so once your chicken thighs are done, I'm gonna grab a couple. I'm gonna take two. One, two. Chicken thigh here. Let's build our bowl. Take some mango salsa. Take your kale. And then drizzle a little lime juice if you have some limes left. If you want to throw a little hot sauce in there, you can do that. So I'm going to do a little hot sauce. Alright, well thanks for watching, I appreciate it. Hope it wasn't too complicated. Store all of these ingredients separately. That way when you get home from your training sessions the next day, you can reconstruct that bowl. Don't put it all in one meal prep container, because if you microwave it, you microwave the mango and everything else, and it's just not going to taste very good. I appreciate you watching, and let me know in the comments how you did. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.